me, and I was like, oh, I gave them a window. Just like, go to town.
He walked in and said, "Can you take off my makeup?" And they tried to put lashes on him.
He would have looked even more beautiful than normal.
Can improve on perfection, Monty.
Well then, it's all to play for. It is all to play for. Vertigo. I like the way Launders put it with the gimmicks. I think that's a very good way to put Vertigo at present. So we'll see. Again, it's essentially a best of one at this point. So the gimmicks can take you over the line. Big will be the aggressors. There was a knife round to decide the sides. 5 sets of Kevlar, all Glocks, no P250s. Maybe due to the verticality of the map, they'll be happy with the closer range and extra bullets of the Glock starting to charge through to the B bomb site now. We see a third and fourth player rotate over, and there's the opening kill. Keto patiently looking for a second and third. Tizian holding the rotation in the meantime, but they'll both get deleted, Tizian and Searson. So there is a chance for Sprout. Cressy tagged, he's got a kit though. And a smoke as well. So we'll see if there are any more headshots here for Sprout on their T side. Coming into this with renewed confidence, having taken Dust 2 the hard way. Spot 1 near defaults. But where are the other two? They're being baited into a trifecta of problems from Big. Only 2 remain, Keto and Xantares, and it's Cressy now 1 versus 1. He's got a smoke, he's got a kit. He's actually managed to spin. I thought he might come off the bomb, but Xantares sees enough to take the pistol.
And T. And Keto coming up ramp, capping off 2. Make it 3, just beautiful Glock shots. Bringing out there from Big, here it is. 1, 2, and 3. And that will help Big grab their first round pistol opener here on Vertigo, and Sprout, who have been really desperate to just win a single pistol today. They did get one on Dust 2, and that was so narrow of a margin of victory for them, so count them up. That's 1 here for Big. And they'll force back into it, Sprout, so keep a keen eye here towards Slacks and whether or not this scout towards A is going to make the difference. Big slowly making their way up towards ramp, clearing out sandbags with a double nade. So Sprout have a general idea that Big's probably here towards the ramp, and so they rotate 4 over to A right away, and immediately Big turns around, starts walking back towards the B end of things. And that's a wise choice, as there's only 1 member over there. That's Cressy, sole defender on that side of the map. No one towards mid. Tizian will suss this out with his teammates here in a moment.
I love this. Maximum trade fragging. Charging in with the Mac 10. Got to be careful about the angles. Cressy's good enough for 1, and maybe he's done enough damage for the remainder to clean up. Bearing in mind a scout is in play as well. That could be crucial. Keto holding off the rotation. Got to be careful though. Lots of pre-fire as Spiddy is fishing. Very respectful of the Desert Eagle, but he'll just about get there, Keto. Down 17 HP. Fobbin now with an AK-47 as Slacks, and hold on a second. Keto.
17 HP.
Yeah, he'll put a smoke up to look over it, I think. He's trying an alternate angle first. There's a smoke for the CTs as well. Baiting with the defuse. They're on it this time. He's got to start spraying soon before the worst happens. He's on a 10-second defuse, actually. He's going to start wondering now. I don't think he's high enough to stop this defuse.
Pretty smart of him, actually, to understand, okay, the situation. No kits on hand for Sprout. There's no way they've got any of those, so you can go ahead and wait the first 5, see if they try and swing out, give you a free one to start. But yeah, just didn't have the lineup, doesn't connect, and so Sprout reclaiming after losing the pistol.
Oh my God.
Advantage, and wow. Slacks really connecting there with the scout in that round, doing so much damage.
That second shot was fantastic.
Always fun to watch. And for Sprout, I mean, this was, I mean, for me, I think seeing them on this map already, probably pretty confident on it. But, you know, again, this domestic matchup always delivering in ways that we can't even imagine. Dust 2 has demonstrated that for us.
I put maximum points on Big.
Oh, did you?
I did. I put 750.
See, I thought I was taking the outlier bet with Sprout. I think I maybe put 300 on them, so I won't have the biggest payout, but...
Looking at the, I think Sprouts tend to win most of the time, but in the meetings they've had on Vertigo,
right,
there's a 16-4 for Big many moons ago, and the more recent one, which was a lot closer. So we shall see. That is an unusual round. One there by Big. I mean by Sprout, excuse me.
Right.
And they put themselves in a much better position. Now we see Slacks with the AWP. Big forcing right back.
Yeah, fully invested into this round. Probably just going to roll into a straight up A execute as soon as they gain control of this ramp, which they have. Not even met contact. So no early rotations for Sprout either. There's a lot of responsibility here on the MP9 of Speedy to make this happen, at least the defense to slow them down. Faven will start things out, Slacks with another, but Xantares answers back with 2, and those are 2 big kills.
Faven's got to get out of there, running out of bullets as he tries to cut the numbers from 3 to 2. Xantares low will switch out the rifle to someone else. There's no grenades left for Big. They're just trying to go for kills now. That's the way they've got to clean this one up. Searson and Xantares both low. Scouts and a Glock for Xantares. They continue to hunt, slowing things down. The bomb has fallen back a little bit. And Sprout have abandoned the bomb site, but Xantares is very far away. He's been giving sound cues to pull Sprout towards the B bomb site, it looks like, and that's been successful. But will Searson go deep enough to make a play off of this? Well, he's got a forward position. Xantares now shifting all the way back to the A bomb site, and Faven's starting to wonder. They've completely lost position, and there is a Galil to be collected. Wow, those sound cues went really well. They took that hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah, the fake footsteps pay off, but Faven now is going to be in a position where I don't think either member of Big is going to even have a clue that this is possible for him to be here, but he committed really early on to this. Well, actually, as I say that, Xantares poised.
Oh, man.
At all, but Cressy finds the first on to Searson. Now it's a 2-on-1. Xantares with 19 HP, and it all to do here towards A.
Yep, a fake plant, a fake defuse attempt to start off with, and that bomb is pretty far ticked now. Xantares can find the angle. That would be it as a first one. He gets there. They force it back again. Let's see if he can get an upgrade. Indeed, he does to the AK-47. Big turned things around. The fake footsteps on Vertigo, sending Sprout everywhere but where they need to be. I thought maybe it was going Sprout's way. You could see the spatial awareness moving forward with the scout because they were exposed from the ramp. The timing didn't work out, making it a 1 versus 2, but Xantares was able to clutch this one.
And almost no time left on that defuse. So close. Xantares plays it perfectly. Big grab there second, and we're going to see another force back out of Sprout.
Yep. Asking a lot of Slacks once again. He delivers straight off the bat, 1 headshot and a tag.
He's done his job at that point.
At least that's one of the Mac 10s that's low. Tabson with 28 HP, but they need to find a way. Oh God, there could be more problems here. Looks like it's going to be a problematic game of Vertigo as Big are struggling to hold map control and struggling to take a site, it seems. Postured up towards this A bomb site. They'll try to isolate the fights with grenades. Got some fishing from the many deagles on Sprout. But from Big's point of view, there are too many Sprout players alive. Such an awkward map, Vertigo. Again, it lacks horizontal depth. That may be to the advantage of Sprout as they look to fish. And again, Tizian now being tagged to the deagle. They just can't make enough of a connection. These choke points are so tight.
Yeah, for good reason they hesitate. They don't want to fully commit to these angles and somehow lose, give a gun away. As you mentioned, so claustrophobic in these tight angles. Speedy dancing around the smoke, finds one at a Tizian. Keto will trade it out. Now it's a 3-on-3. Bomb plant gets stopped. Faven finds him. Xantares again in these late round situations coming up huge. Dennis trading some damage there over towards A ramp, but Cressy's pinned up over here in Emo, and Xantares knows it.
There we go. That's the exact kill they needed. They know where Dennis is. Looking to give him a 1v1. As he creeps with the deagle. They could set up for a crossfire situation, but it seems they may go for a swing as well. But hold on a second. If they haven't seen him on this side, then this could go from bad to worse. Dennis with 4 bullets.
Ready for it.
Yeah, it wasn't ready for it. Again, it's just they make the map look even more awkward. All these engagements between Big and Sprout. Well, they've put Sprout in eco territory, so that should be a sigh of relief for a brief moment for Big, as even now the rounds look real difficult. But again, sometimes you can make more sense from a full buy round and have more comfort than these kind of rounds with the Deagles and a Scout and so on, where it's just so awkward.
Yeah, I mean, of course that was a big investment out of Sprout, but considering how it began with a headshot from Slacks at A ramp. A lot of damage coming out from Sprout. So scary for Big. So reasonably, they're going to go ahead and take this very slow towards A ramp, understanding that there's an eco on hand for Sprout, and things get weird. 5 players now stacked up over here. You know, I'm not exactly reading into a crystal ball when I say Xantares' rating at the end of this series, it's going to be pretty.
Yeah, he got some crucial frags, especially in that that second force buy, or whatever force buy that was. I'm losing count at this point, but because he was low for most of that round, he was on about 20 HP. So he has got some impact frags. I feel like if you look at how the rounds have been won at the top there underneath the countdown clock, doesn't tell the entire story, because many of those rounds have been close, but now we'll start to see the meat and potatoes, the serious stuff, or the corn if you're vegan. What else is vegan? Carrots. Maybe you see the carrots now.
Now we're getting into the carrots of the round. You know, this is kind of scary for me because Big's already claimed 4, and yes, these rounds were close. But Sprout, you know, in their previous match here on Vertigo that we saw here at Flashpoint 3, you know, didn't have the worst CT side, but their T side was what really was struggling, and visually speaking to me, did not seem like they had maybe developed a strategy to dominate the T side of it. And not that it's easy to do. I mean, it's Vertigo. It's a CT-sided map. But for their sake, I do worry that they're going to be competitive here going into the second half. But we have a lot of CS left to play. Slacks over here are on top of the the Kirby angle. Ooh, he finds the first onto taps and falls back cleanly. Well, almost cleanly. Does some damage to him. That's actually a cleanup from Keto. Faven finds another, and now it's a wipe. The A site has been forfeit. Big take it.
Yeah, but I wonder those mollies, if they will be tells for future rounds, if they do that execute again. That molly for the side to allow the move up the ramp from Big. We might see a counter to that, like a flashbang play or something from Sprout. We'll see how they react to the information they're being served by Big and what they choose to do in this situation, a 2 versus 3, and it seems they may consider a retake, putting a smoke down on short to isolate some fights and take some angles away for Big. Those are all the grenades being deployed now as Dennis swings into action. Xantares in that smoke, and you've got to expect him to make a play here. Not required just yet as Keto gets an easy frag. And this is what the A side of Vertigo often is. Smokes to plant the bomb, smokes to defuse, and lots of spray through the smokes. Which is why it's not such a spectacle like many of the other maps in the series, in the map pool.
Right. Still worrisome for Sprout. You know, it's fair to try and go for it in that situation. You know, you're moving into max loss bonus territory, so it's not as though you could fully bind to this next round anyway. May as well make a round of it. Doesn't quite pan out. Diffuse, spam through, as you mentioned, very quickly through the smoke. 4 straight for Big. But the bank has been limited somewhat for them, so for Sprout, if they're able to find a foothold in this half, it's not crazy to imagine that maybe you could think about resetting Big and stringing some rounds together for yourself.
Taps. I did wonder the way he was walking if he'd potentially get cut down, but it seems he will do the cutting. Trees falling on the A bomb site. We've got 2 more players to find, but this has been made extremely comfortable for Big. A minute 23, and that's half the information found. Dennis on the short position, dealt with handily by Sis, and the trades will continue. Big won't be too concerned with the 2 losses here. They've got great momentum now, neutralizing that round very quickly indeed. Again, it was not much of a round from Sprout in terms of their buy, but this one certainly will be. We have at least 2 orgs into the next round and an AWP. There'll be a late 3rd org, in fact, for Sprout.
We do see an op on Slacks, which is expected, but the key thing to note there is that, you know, in the second half of Dust 2, overtime of Dust 2, and so far here on Vertigo, you know, the scoped weapons he has been delivering. Change of pace from Train, where he really struggled somewhat. He puts himself to the test over here at Yellow Side Hall area.
This is a one-way, isn't it? Almost. Maybe not from this angle. Oh, yeah, exactly. Can barely see him behind that smoke. It's a very deliberate smoke. Bounced off the A sign from the T side. Dangerous angle to hold for an AWP, and it was a costly loss for Sprout. Look at the position being taken by Big. Tizian searching for a B place, found it. That opens a floodgates, a re-molly of CT spawn, and Sprout have questions to ask of each other now. If they even go for this 3 versus 5, they've had minimal impact in this round so far. Tizian, look at that reposition, beautiful, beautiful. Dennis caught completely off guard. And at the moment, Sprout look a little outclassed. The most dangerous rounds were the early force buys, but since then, Big have seemed to stabilize somewhat.
Yeah, I mean, if you're losing the A ramp battle in general, this map gets so difficult to play, but Big clearly exploiting other holes around the map. Tizian sussing them out over there towards mid, finding the back lines, free kill onto Cressy. And that's frustrating. I mean, as a player, you know, you can't always cover everything at once, especially...
Oops.
That one stings a bit. Searson sealing the deal on a speedy, but, you know, attempting to get that AWP, valiant effort. It's just so tough, especially on Vertigo when, you know, if you do have a hole anywhere in your defense, if you want to rotate comfortably, you know, as a CT, you don't really... You have to take some risks to get information in general. If you want to know if they're in mid, you don't really have much option other than play patient, play passive there, or push and get the information yourself and take a duel. So, you know, not surprising that Big was able to just kind of waltz up into B and find success. Dennis finding a frag onto Keto after it gets Cressy.
Again, in the 2 engagements that Big and Sprout have had on in Vertigo, one was a 16-4 victory for Big, and maybe it's too early to call it just yet, but we are headed in that direction at the moment. That much has to be admitted. Looks like we might see another fast eco round as Speedy and Co fish for something around the smoke. And now it's just Farben.
Not much to be done. This will be an 8th round for Big, and as you mentioned, this is, you know, maybe too early to call it, but we're looking at potentially, you know, maybe 9 or 10 rounds for Big in this half, considering how things are going.
19-16 and 16-4, the 2 Vertigos. One was this year, one was last. The 16-4 was last year. It was in April last year, so a very long time ago, and not particularly relevant. I think the map itself has had significant changes since then, but still, a la football commentary, you've got to pull out the statistics when you have them. Eighth round for Big. Sprout have not had much to smile about just yet.
No, and you know, the thing about Vertigo is the next question that you ask as an analyst or even just as a fan is, okay, what can Sprout do to bring themselves back into this game beyond, individually speaking, hitting your shots and stonewalling the attack? Well, there's not a whole lot of options available to you, and you know, in terms of just playing the map standard, and really the point of contact over there at A ramp, you know, typically it's been slacks with the AWP. You know, if you're not finding your mark there, if you're not able to slow the big aggression, the creep up A ramp, once they gain that piece of map control or numbers advantage for that matter, it's really tough to dictate the pace or the progression of the round where, you know, they can go back to B, they can start walking up mid. They can ultimately just execute on the site if they choose. So for me, I'm looking at Sprout and wondering whether or not, you know, if you can put yourself in a situation where it's 5-on-4, which Slacks is looking to do here towards mid, things get a lot more comfortable. Tense moments.
He's really going to dry pick this. Whoa. He is, and Slacks is going to be gifted a kill. He has the angle on this occasion. And maybe this is a turnaround. We've seen some late resurgences from Sprout.
Yeah.
See Xantares looking to cause some problems for Sprout towards, say, bomb site. He'll at least eke out some grenades. You can see Farven covering his teammate from the high ground, but wondering about the short side as well. Oh, the timing is absolutely brutal. Speedy in no man's land, and you are wondering, Alex, we'll come back to you in a second about that one. Farven's been dropped as well. We've got the tap. Slacks is here now on the A bomb site, and he has a lot to do. Cressy's trying to position. The flashbangs continue as the bomb's being planted. We've got mollies towards the sandbags. He sees the barrel of the gun, Slacks, but not much else. He could even be baited by the backpack there. Fires a shot in where he is now. Tizian repositions. This may be an expensive one for Sprout, but 3-on-3 they have a chance to do this. But look at the angles being held by Big. smoke to create some space, and again, it's smoke diffuse time. Cressy finds an angle through the smoke onto Tizian. Xantares has a chance of bomb being touched. Lots of spray, lots of harassment, two-man swing, but he's by the sandbags. They've got to go deep to find him. Neither of them have a diffuse kit, and I think it's too late to actually win the round.
No, he's got it, he's got it.
Has he? No, he hasn't. He hasn't got that. He's dead. He's dead!
He doesn't have it. Oh my gosh.
So, what do you think about that play on the ramp?
I want to rip my hair out, man. Finally, you get the advantage for the first time all game. Slacks worked so hard for it at mid, and honestly, he repushes it, almost puts himself at risk, but does so brilliantly, at least to get out of there and get the clean advantage. And all you need to do is chill. You know, even if you have the read, you have the position, you know, Mr. Sleuth over there, Speedy sneaking around, trying to get a free kill in the back. Like, the only way you make that play is if you're certain that they're pushing up on the B bomb site, and instead throws the advantage away, and considering how close that round ended, you really, really want that one back.
That one has to hurt. You can see Xantares not completely dumping his magazine in front of the smoke. He falls back to reload safely. Don't want to get people pushing through the smoke, especially when you know they're on eco. There is an AWP in tow as well. Xantares very carefully choosing his engagements. He has the information. He'll allow the lineup for Searson. Speedy walks straight into it. All they heard was the AK, but all they find is AWP.
Yeah, that's so smart from Xantares. He sees the enemy. Okay, well, I was about to give him praise for not putting himself at risk and just letting his teammate bail him out. Fortunate there. Slacks posted on there. Okay, hold on, up towards B. Staircase has been yielded, but the crossfire from these deagles. Dennis, this is so big. Well, I guess it's so Sprout, but
Oh,
yes! There it is.
Yeah,
Beautiful shot out of him.
Well then, he's still only on the deagle. Is Dennis has some support grenades, some support utility from his teammate. Tizian may have been heard. Searson creeping in the meantime. That's a big frag. Runs distraction, but Faven lands a deagle shot anyway. 1 versus 2 now. The swing from Tizian. You can see Faven trying to make this awkward, but that's a robot kill from Tizian. He has no idea where Slacks is, and 20 seconds to plant the bomb, which still needs to be collected. Looking for Slacks now. Slacks has the sound cues. He knows exactly where Tizian is, and the bomb plant is becoming more and more crucial. You can see Slacks creeping with the AWP now. Tizian is going to get dropped in with one AWP and a bunch of pistols. Again, it is the rounds where crazy things are happening, where Big lose and Sprout get a second on the board.
Yep. And it starts, I think, with that initial pick from Slacks. After the A push gets foiled, he's able to grab one on a Xantares. And, you know, for what it's worth, Dennis has kind of, I mean, him and Speedy in this map have not really had an impact at all. Haven't really found any positional use to at least help out teammates either, which is, it's rough to say, but the fact is sometimes people have bad games, I get it. But sometimes you can just answer back with an individual performance like that, a snap headshot. 2K out of Dennis that really is a difference maker in a round where things are already so bleak for you. It's 9-2, Big dominating this half on T-side Vertigo. The pressure's applied, a little pop flash peek from Slacks finds one at a taps in. That's a great start for Sprout in this round.
You have to wonder if we have found ourselves a change in momentum now. Suddenly the frags are going the way of Sprout. And we've seen this before, I feel like. They win an unlikely rounds with a few pistols, a few tools, AWP and so maybe. And then suddenly they make an honest half in terms of their score. And we look at the side of Big, and the money is running short already. So then now you have to suddenly start to wonder, after complete dominance, after a 9-1, you have to wonder if there's a chance of a 9-6 scoreline for Sprout. 6-9, I suppose. See the shot bait attempt being made by Xantares. I don't know how he comes out on top there, but it is Xantares who is 20 for 6 in this first half. And things are starting to fall apart for Sprout now. They still have 2 more players on the site. Speedy once again looking to make a play. He's in the smoke for now, but down he goes. Xantares up short, and they just have superior angles. Big. It's going to be hard for Dennis and Co. Again, they lack defuse kit. There was one nearby last time. Not sure if there will be on this occasion. That's a nice headshot onto Keto. And once more, it will be a smoke grenade play. Cressy finding the angles now. Xantares the clutch once again, 20 for 6. He's been here before. Finds the angle for Cressy. The spray is surely going to land there in time. The pistol! No, it's a smoke diffuse on Vertigo on the A bomb site. A desperation play from Sprout somehow working out. Xantares running out of bullets.
Tragic finish there for Xantares, but considering the fortune that he's been bestowed in this game alone, 21-6. Yeah, he's been there before, and almost identical, a deja vu 1v2 from A ramp. But this time, Lightning does not strike twice, and Xantares does not pick up the clutch 9-3. Sprout barely getting that round. And that's weird to say, considering 30 seconds ago, this was a 5-on-3. Sprout having all the positional advantage, knowing exactly where Big was. And I guess it's just sometimes the difference maker is some good movement, a sweet jiggle at a Xantares at side hole to take out Slacks. And that's why he's top fragging right now. Man is feeling it.
Yeah, Spiddy's having a disaster of a game. We spoke about the gimmicks on the desk, and certainly some gimmick plays in the smoke there, which speaks to, I don't know if it's a lack of options or less team experience than Big. They seem more prepared. That's how I feel about it. But again, it doesn't matter how scrappy the round is as long as you win them. Sprout still with a chance of 6 rounds. That bomb plant certainly helping Big pull out a bye in this round. Money low for both squads, so this will be very instrumental rounds. An airstrike on the ramp, a 3-man airstrike. So Sprout now changing their pace. Aggressive previously, they fall back to play from the site now, trying something different. And again, they've had such a struggle on this A bomb site, so it's definitely worth it. There's one from Slacks that can't be responded to, or can it? Spiddy dropped again, 2 for 13 now. Having a nightmare on the A bomb site, and Big come charging through. Xantares looking for revenge. 3v3 though. Molotov heard in Slacks' position. More Maurice where that came from. Smokes as well. Xantares is so ready. He's flicking with a rifle. Never mind an AWP. Some pre-fire as well. Slack still alive, and that's going to be really important. Going for a very quick scope onto Searson, not quite making a connection, no. Goes up too high, too far, too exposed. That leaves Cressy to slowly slip away now, as we can see. There's no money in the hands of Sprout. 6 rounds was looking good, but now Big moves to 10. That's no longer possible.
Yeah, and the ugly part about that round is Slacks delivering on the A site, finding 2. Slowing the push and you know, the point of attack coming up ramp, stopping that in its tracks. But side haul getting yielded time after time. Man, it is so tough to see, you know, Speedy just getting rolled over here at A. It is a nightmare of a half. That is an understatement, but it's had such huge ramifications on the outcome of this half. 10-3 Big. Like you said, just looking to me more prepared, yeah. But Sprout also just one wrong step in the wrong direction, one missed timing, and suddenly the round has collapsed a few different times now in the half where seemingly they may have had an advantage. There's another one. Cressy finding the first onto Searson, and that's the AWP, so he'll pass that off back to Slacks, but he's done his job, found 1.
These are the rounds that Big lose. This much is true for this series. Speedy's got some sound cues as well. Even rings the bell as Xantares. They just need to commit to something. They need to get this AWP, get rid of the AWP. Sprout over a pop flash, then this lands a shot. 1 for 1, that's good. Considering the situation for Sprout, 1 Deeg, a P250 and an AWP, they keep the numbers low for Big, and this is where they capitulate. We've seen it multiple times now. Holding position, and Foven's flank is getting closer. 3 Molotovs for Big. They better be good. The AWP is here once again. They've got some flashbangs as well, but Foven's flank could be instrumental. But what if he goes down first? Is anybody holding angles here? They're fully focused on the B bomb site, and indeed there is a kill looking for a weapon. He's overperformed now. He headshots Tabston as well.
Hey man, you said it. Big loses these kinds of rounds, and Tabston saying, "Yo, right here, shoot me."
Just taking too long. No map control, and it's disaster. It's practically every time.
Yeah. And the tough thing about that is, like, it's been going on throughout the entire series, and on a map like Vertigo, maybe the easy answer, you know, as an armchair analyst over here, like, it'd be like, oh, just all 5 go together and execute somewhere where, you know, you can't really do that. You can't just waltz into a bomb site, use your weapon advantage at all times just because there are so... Oh, okay, early mid-aggression. Dennis having to force back room. Almost gets caught out by Tizian. Smoked the Molotov. He gets bailed out by his teammates. I say bailed out, but they've been betraying Speedy, who's already having a horrible game.
There's an upgrade.
Dennis, that is a wipe at mid and B already. Cressy clinging to what's left of the map control, but it's on the wrong side. He's over there at B stairs, trapped behind a Molotov. And I don't think there's a way that Slacks can get over here and help out in this situation because he's surrounded as well.
There's a lot of utility, but there's a lot of personnel in the hands of Big, and that'll certainly help. There it is, 4 rounds for Sprout. Very scrappy rounds, but they give themselves some space to give themselves a chance. 11 for Big as they move into the CT side. We'll see if Sprout can have a better time on the T side after the break. I think there was a chance for this scoreline to be 13-2, but Sprout have a way of finding at least a bare minimum. Look at those odds, 7.8 now, if you believe in the comeback. If you're a mad man, then let's see. And do you know what? I wouldn't take those numbers purely because I feel that Big have more experience at this point on Vertigo, is how I feel. And Sprout may show me otherwise. They may show me otherwise on this T side, but I'm looking forward to seeing that if they can.
No shot, James.
Spiddy's got a flashbang. The rest with Kevlar. P250 for Slaxy is the raid boss. Control of short is secure for now. They could boost over the smoke. That would be real fun. You can see Spiddy fishing for something. He knows it could be a dodgy smoke right in the corner as well. Quietly they move away. 1 kill for Sprout at present. Big focus on the A bomb site. But just fishing. Bomb hasn't been seen just yet. Then it's starting to creep now. Free kill on Dantares. Angles have been lost, and many players have been lost as well. Tizian in no man's land, and Cressy's up close with the Glock. He has a lot to do here. Haven't seen a 1 versus 5 pistol in a while. Maybe this is the time. Tizian needs to avoid the trade frac situation. Found a second one. He's got time to reload as well. And off he goes. You can see Sprout repositioning, trying to have maybe even a triple peek. See Tizian's just trying to invite a peek here. Who's going to be first, though? Well, he knows where Dennis is now. Dennis is pretty damn low as well, 13 HP, and that clock is ticking. Found the third one. A great effort from Tizian, but he can't quite get there. Sprout started with brutality and finished in the same fashion on the A-bomb site.
Yeah, Sprout really played that well. Just kind of biding their time. They didn't even quite cut noise, you know, spamming the smokes a bit, and then it's almost like you can never trust just pure silence for 5-10 seconds at a time. They didn't even wait that long. The rotation had barely left the A bomb site. There's only 2 players there. They both take duels and fall. Sprout flood in and take the round 11-5. And yeah, we saw the odds. And for me, you know, I told you no shot. But I guess if there is a world in which Sprout makes this map, you know, not just competitive, but come back and potentially win it, I guess it starts with a pistol. They've done that, and considering how many pistols Big have won today, the lone pistol round on Dust 2 being the difference maker late in the game, OT win. You know what, I understand if you still have faith out there, but
this is great work from Searson.
So much damage.
2 tags, 2 kills. 5 versus 3. It's Sprout's turn to be on the receiving end for now, but the remaining 3 are well equipped. They've got all their health. They've got a Molotov and a few flashes. 3 rifles will be very important. There are counter flashes potentially for Big, and they've got 3 players around the B bomb site. So this could get very strange indeed. 1, and oh, not quite the second one. Oh, that HE though is absolutely atomic. Spiddy, 1 versus 4, just being baited. Tizian's got so much space to play with as well. 2 steel girders to stand behind. He could be there forever. Spiddy has the bomb. He's got 30 seconds, switches out for an AK. Really wishing he could penetrate that, but he can't. Now, trying to bait the swing. 4 players alive for Big. The fortunes of Sprout have turned around dramatically, very quickly indeed. 12 for 5 now.
Yeah, in the first half, it was Big for winning the pistol, immediately getting forced by, you know, the first 4 rounds, I guess. Hard to even remember them considering how much of a wipe most of that half had been. You know, we're really close. 4 spies back and forth. Scrappy affair, all things considered, but, you know, 12-5. You're going to see another 4 spy back here from Sprout. And for me, the question is, you know, are they going to be able to find anywhere on this map where they can actually bully Big? And so their answer right now is to press up towards the A bomb site, and Dennis has already found the head of Tabson. 2 more players left here on the site. He's willing to challenge those.
Yeah, this is the chaos where Sprout seem to thrive versus Big specifically. A lot of Kevlar here. Graves being lined up, and Xantaras again. Oh, it's happening again!
It's happening again, dude.
Well, they got some stereo frags there, but once more, just getting baited into more problematic situations. Searson with the scout again. Would love to have a rifle. Sprout lining up. Moving forward with the M4, and it's happening again, and again. They just can't win when Sprout have pistols. It can't happen. It's impossible.
I swear, I didn't even read the script. We were just guessing. It's just 12-6 now. Sprout still in this somehow.
This is how Sprout win this map.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, continue that aggression. Dennis literally just Tabson isn't even looking at the direction. Like, it could be anywhere, right? You hear the footsteps, you know someone's stampeding up ramp somewhere, but you just don't expect the audacity, the audacious peak there from Dennis, and he does it again, twice in a row, and finds frags. And yeah, that's a hero play from him, and Sprout still alive. USP full save here for Big. But even now, I'm not comfortable if I'm Sprout, considering how
I'm
this
not
whole
comfortable
series.
I'm not comfortable if I'm Big right now.
You think?
Yeah, I mean, they just, like, how many times are you going to lose rounds like that? Sprout just keeps thriving in the chaos. Every time. And it's Big whose money is not secure. While Big, they need to win like 2-3 rounds in a row. Well, they'd be on match point then. But I mean,
Oh.
it's off for a walk.
Playing games with my heart over here, Tabson.
Yeah, this is if Sprout can keep Big poor. I know. I feel like the more strictly Sprout try to play around, the harder it might end up being for them. Which is not like something you can implement into buy versus buy round, but is clearly a problem for Big, where Sprout don't quite have everything they want. Big can't deal with the suddenness, if you will, of some of these plays. Trying to engage these Desert Eagles is proving to be a problem on a regular basis. So Sprout moved to round number 7. But there'll be a very good level of money for Big's full buy, including this AK, which has been held onto by Searson, which I'm sure he'll give to somebody else. Tizian will drop him an AWP. Well then, Sprout have... they're on a catch-up. They're on a catch-up. They may feel the momentum. This really has been a very messy game of Vertigo.
I feel like this whole series has been messy, but in like the most entertaining way.
Absolutely, yes.
That's what's so fun about these domestic matchups. You know, the odds kind of, from the get-go, have lent Big towards perhaps being strong favorites here, or at least slight favorites. And yet, Sprout, competitive in at least Dust 2 in this map so far, could get to that point.
Always a little crazy domestic matchups, but always entertaining. He spots the bag, and Faven will take the bullet for his teammate. Almost baited by his teammate there, essentially. Not in a deliberate fashion, of course. Well, that's attempt towards A. Hasn't gone their way. And there's still time on the clock here for Sprout. Minute 10. Looking at their utility, they've got a lot of flashbangs, a lot of Molotovs. And enough smoke grenades as well. They could put one towards CT connector if they want to. There's actually no one on the B bomb site. Big are playing retake, which will be very interesting. They've got 2 smoke grenades and an incendiary. So they didn't want to lose somebody on the site. Should a push come in from Sprout, and it has. But have a look at this. Before the bomb's even planted, Big are trying to make a play. Again, playing around smokes means variance, and I feel like that often favors Sprout. See the spray there, the reload as well. Inviting a punish and a swing. Dennis up close will be a victim. Spiddy and Slacks now, 2 versus 3. Bomb planted in an interesting position. There's one smoke that Searson could maybe put towards the B stairs. Slacks looking for a flank. Goes on the side instead, and Spiddy is down. Slacks has a nice angle though for more 1v1s. He's gifted 2 of them. Searson on the defuse, a 10-second defuse. I don't think Slacks has the angle. Has to go deeper, and this one's going to be free, surely. Off the angle he goes, and
hey man,
it collapses.
That's a 1v3 that could be the difference maker, and certainly this map is getting so exciting considering, I mean, dude, you only managed 4 rounds on CT side of Vertigo. There's not a universe in which I would describe that anything other than a real bad time, but now the gap is closed to 4 rounds. And a 1v3 from Slacks where, I mean, they had the read. I love the decisiveness to just say, okay, if we're going to regroup towards B, we're going to hit the site no matter what's there.
With where the bomb was planted, Searson could have posted up with the AWP.
Yeah, he didn't need to peek out.
And put Xantares on the bomb there. Like before Xantares goes down. 3 1v1s in the 1v3. And this is what I'm talking about. I do not feel confident in any results right now. That's a huge round from Sprout. A huge round. I feel like, yeah, I don't know. Well, you know, every other round it's eco for Big.
I was about to say we got a bunch of deagles and pistols here. I'm even more uncomfortable than I was just a round prior.
Yeah, both these teams struggling to deal with these buys, and again, Vertigo. There are so many smokes, which often gives the players with the pistols room to play around as well. And up close to the deagle, bang bang, you're dead. So this becomes nervous territory again. The Searson fishing. That allows Tabson to peek out, but Xantares is here as well. There's one for Xantares, picks up the AK-47. You really need to pull it out of Xantares' hands as soon as possible. And Dennis will do exactly that. 4 versus 1 as Tizian's the last man remaining. So, what was the score at halftime? 11-4?
Yep.
Now it's 12. It's going to be 12-9.
Big
Very quickly indeed. I feel like we've been here for 5 minutes.
It's been a speed run. But in this half, at least in the last 2 rounds, Speedy collecting a frag. 100% round win rate for Sprout when he gets a kill. So for me anyway, I think that's one of those little tiny storylines in a match where if Sprout has a comeback, he'll be a part of it.
Xantares is now 30 for 12.
My God.
Well, that was a big impact on the first half. That HE is a big impact in round 22. But Big have just got the one round to show for things at the moment. They're on the CT side now, and there's another chunky boy sent down the stairs. Maybe they're expectant. Quito going for the smoke instead of the incendiary, and there will be a big charge from Sprout. The numbers are here. Tizian full spray, falling to the flames. Incendiary from Quito as well as he swings. There's a smoke to his left, got to be careful, but Spiddy is ready for it. That's round kill number 7 for him. The cavalry is here for Big, but maybe they've lost too many players. As Sprout now have all the angles. Again, the smokes to play around, but these aren't really favorable. Dennis trying to get a bomb plant in. Xantares looking for more. 2v2. They've got 1 minute to plant the bomb, so there's no emergency in that respect. A swing as that bomb is planted, which leaves Searson alone now. Slack's holding the angles for him. Cressy trying to plant. Again, a smoke to try and create some space for himself. That's a great swing onto Cressy. Oh, he's so close to that 1v1, but Slacks is here. They just keep edging them every round for Sprout.
Oh my God, the dueling oppers. This is the second time in this half over at B we've seen them in a 1v1 against each other, and that is, I don't think there's a more tense situation in Counter-Strike than when you have two ops in a 1v1 in a post plant. Literally a game of inches. And this wide swing from Slack, so smart, understanding that Searson's managing that space so well. He's cut the angles from you, and anything that you want to peek into is going to be you're going to lose your peeker's advantage if he's already posted on you. So he just takes the wide angle. Frickin' nice shot out of him, sealing the 1v1, and now another scrappy force buy incoming.
You can see the look on Speedy's face. I think it's a bit of it must feel David and Goliath for them, the way they're winning all these rounds, the fact that they've won almost all of these rounds. Might be wondering how long this run can go for.
On the same hand, it's got to be so frustrating for Big, just knowing that you're doing all the right things. The outcome's sometimes so close, a margin of error, that it's difficult to pinpoint what's going wrong. But us over here on the caster's desk, we can see the overlay, we can see the X-ray, and understand that these are just slight mistakes, maybe timing windows that are being capitalized on either by accident or deliberately.
I think they should pick up more smokes on their ecos here, Big, just to create more variance. And Sprout are really abusing the numbers well on these pushes, just going in together, overwhelming the numbers. The B bomb site seems to be pretty difficult for Big to retake as well. When Sprout have gone for Big's B bomb site, they've had one person on it or nobody on it. They lose position and they just keep losing the round. So I do wonder if Sprout will continue to target this B bomb site on the buy rounds to come. 11-4 to 12-11, most likely. Xantares has little to lose here. And two of these players are tagged. He's on his way to his rifle as well, so he could really take some money away from his opponent. He could also hold on to the AK-47. It seems he'll choose to do that. Xantares with an AK, that could be the difference maker.
Yeah. Give him his signature weapon. I mean, he's already got 32 kills. Why not aim for 40 by the end of regulation? I made an offhand comment about it, but dude, like, Xantares throughout this entire series has just been a force. And I think when people talk about the big lineup and his performance overall, it's not always spoken of in a sense that he's their star player at all times. But man, when he does step up, it is so apparent. Despite that fact, it is now 12-11. Sprout has collectively cleaned up this T side to the point where Big only has won one round. They do secure that AK, and they do have a full buy going to this round here. So Searson eager to grab some map control towards mid, an overextension, and he'll fall to Speedy right away.
There was no flick. I don't know if that was like a mouse issue or what, but it looked like he tried to flick and just didn't go over. That was weird.
Maybe his mouse cable got cut on something. I don't know, man. But that's kind of how Sprout has found their fortune so many times in this series, where it's this little mistake. It's this.
Did that look weird to you? Like he tried to flick and it didn't, right?
Yeah. I thought maybe there was like a weapon switch that maybe when the camera panned over to him, he wasn't quite ready to shoot yet. I don't know. I can only speculate.
There we go. It's the B-bomb site again. Someone needs to identify this for Big, because it's they can't hold B when Sprout push, and they can't retake B when Sprout take it.
I just love their decisiveness here. There's been, I think in the last time that I saw them play this map, Sprout would sit on these B stairs and clear all these angles just so meticulously. Okay, well, nice shots from Tizian to shut down Dennis.
Yeah.
4 on 4 still.
He needs some help, though. And the rotation is on the way. Might not be too late just yet. We see Tabson lining up now. But again, massive risks being taken, and this one's just fallen to pieces just like that. Not sure what Tizian's up to there.
I think you need to hunt these guns, right? Like, this is, you've basically broken Big's money twice in the half. They won't be able to buy next round if you're able to get these weapons out of their hands. And probably not either way, but you could at least force into it. And it's about to be 12 all. Really, I mean, this is, I'm biting my tongue now, having spoken about how hopeless it was, the situation for Sprout moving into half 2 here on Vertigo.
This is completely insane.
It's
I think Big needs a timeout, and they need to identify what exactly is happening here, because there is a familiar story, and it is the B bomb site.
Oh, yeah.
And Big are always out of position. They've always got only one person there when Sprout push.
It makes me think that maybe that's what Searson's, okay, there's one.
What is going on? Why is your knife out? Why is your knife out? Why? You don't know what's around that corner?
Showing off his knife for the observer, for the fans at home. Searson was going for that early mid control, man, and if he had gotten that frag, you know, he's able to rotate back over towards B. You have 3 players on this side of the map, so Sprout has limited options in the round. But, I mean, that one tiny mistake just means there's no one home at B. There's 2 players trying to contain what's up at mid.
How have they've just thrown a weapon away like that? Zentaris has bought an AWP for Sis, and seems to be a lack of focus for Big.
Yeah.
There's a trade.
Speedy got a kill.
Yeah, but he can't escape with that kill. Oh yeah, well, the round's probably going away with Sprout then. Tizian with the Desert Eagle, has got some shots, he's blind now. Speedy looking for a second one, Tabson will deny him though. We're on a 3v3 as the action continues. Sears from the AWP now, Zentaris. Cressy, did he have the bomb in his hands? I'm not sure, no he didn't. Slacks has got a bomb, my bad. Slacks, 1 versus 3, no AWP for him. He's out with the rifle because he's expecting the multi-frags. People are going to pop out, try to use the numbers together. As he waits now, will they go wide and clear their sights, or will they start to spread out and wonder about the A bomb site? They can't see the bomb because it is in his hands. There he is, got himself a 1v1. Collects an AK as well. Zentaris not showing just yet. He's saying hello a little bit, and is it another 1 versus 3 for Slacks, where they can't use the numbers together. Searson creeping now, looking in a corner of the smoke, and there is a rare round for Big in their CT half.
And that's well and good, and it wasn't a heavy investment round for them, so they'll have a full buy despite only having 1 survive. But wow, that was still so close for Sprout. And I apologize to Speedy for casters cursing the squad on that one. Thought the 100% round win rate on a Speedy frag was going to hold up, but nevertheless, still a very close affair, and one that's, you know, you're not comfortable here if you're Big, not just because strategically you've been outplayed throughout this half, but financially speaking, you're going to have to invest quite a bit into this round. And if you haven't figured out this B situation, you know, outside of stacking 4 pistols over there, you're still at risk of basically being reset by Sprout for the next 2 rounds, or at least for the next round. And man, this is such a tense match so far on Vertigo, and it was looking like such a wash just a few minutes ago, James.
Yeah, and Bigger in Sprout's position now. They've got a few pistols and some chaos, and that's how they win around. And even though Sprout are basically exploiting the B bomb site, Big may, in the back of their minds, they may think like, you know, we may commit to the B bomb site and suddenly they switch things up and go towards A, and perhaps that's the case right now, as this could be a fast one towards the A bomb site. Dennis is up here so fast, and indeed they have switched it up with 2.5 players towards B. Sprout are fishing for something very quickly on the A bomb site. Searson's rotated over with the AWP, but Keto is wondering about B, and Cressy is lurking in that direction, so we've got to bear that in mind. But for now, the junk will be exchanged on this A bomb site. Taps him with a reasonable angle, but looks away. Still manages to deliver a kill. Switching out for a grenade. He can't go far because there's Molotovs behind him. Managing to escape now. So much spray, so many grenades dumped on this A bomb site, and Dennis will fall as well. This may be the last time Sprout attempt an A play if they lose this round. They've got work to do now. Quick look from Xantares, and he spots Slacks. That's an expensive peek for him, but Searson will trade the kill. Speedy has the bomb in his control. He's alone though, because Cressy is making inroads elsewhere, trying to cut off the rotation towards the B bomb site. Nobody in mid just yet. He will hear Keto though in CT spawn. Speedy downstairs, creeping over, and this could be a free kill for Cressy. Indeed it will be. He's got such map control now. Big maybe taking a few things for granted there. The rotation already came in. Tabson's in the red, gone past the angle though. So Cressy might be his turn to be caught off guard. Indeed it will be, such is the nature of Vertigo. Did Tabson just spot Speedy? I think he did. I think he just saw part of him there. He will jump in to create some space for his team. Speedy running low on bullets. Oh, there was a chance for a 2K there. That was looking spectacular.
I was holding my breath through that whole thing. Speedy almost connecting. Maybe if he'd cleaned up Tabson right away, you could have connected onto Searson as well. And you know, there's a world in which he wins that. Close affair. Only 2 live for Big, which, you know, isn't going to have the biggest ramifications if Sprout aren't able to win this next round here. Not only does that mean you'll be saving for the last round of the game, or at least be forcing into it, but it also means that Big is gaining some confidence here. Searson seems to have found his footing. That's 2 rounds in a row where his op has had a big impact. Man, I can't find another word. I think it's only because we're casting Big at this point, but regardless, in the closing rounds of Vertigo, things are getting spicy.
Oh, Sprouts are doubling down on the A bomb site. We'll see if they can have a better chance of things here. Again, Cressy lurking towards B. Got a VLC media player flying up the ramp. Suggestion of some aggression from Big with the smoke grenade. Sprout will fear being isolated. They'll fear a pop flash play. Xantares again. He has not been shy to go for these peaks. A second round in a row, he's been punished for doing so. He was ahead of the smokes last time. Very costly affair. Just edging forward, no flash behind him or anything. Just dry peaks, and they are problematic. And this would put Big onto eco territory. So they really got to turn something around here. Continuation spray. Down goes Cressy. We've got people falling off the side of the building. But the numbers at least are competitive. However, Searson is alone towards the A bomb site.
Still so sketchy for Sprout. And as Searson dances around this smoke, he's not being quiet about it. They know he's there.
If somebody was short, he would be dead there with that smoke the way it is. That's a pretty nice HE grenade though. Look at the HP. Ow. Dennis on 9 only as he tries to plant the bomb. Searson is close, but he can't just focus on this. Wow, that's quite a hell of a wallbang. This has turned around something disgusting. The way it started with the entries, Xantares walking to his doom, and it's down to the Deagles once again, swinging into the double peak, and Big find themselves on match point. That was quite a back and forth.
Look at how hyped they are on the player cams. Big finally realizing, you know, we're going to win this game. We just need to step up and take it. Searson coming in 2v4 with his teammate there on A. Dennis finding the first. It really looked like this was going to be a Sprout round, but Tizian and Searson on A, just absolute brick walls there.
Well, this is a kind of Sprout that Big like to lose. Kind of Sprout, kind of round that Big like to lose. 2 rifles, lots of utility, including smokes, and some pistols as well.
And they're giving the same look they have every time, just best spawn towards top of A ramp, take the duel.
However, there are a lot less people there. We've got 2 in mid now, and Searson is ready for the flicks. Xantares once again going to duel, and once again being out-dueled. A tough job for him on the A bomb site. Searson sees one on A now. Got the right click. HE grenade being lined up. Got to be careful though. Don't focus too much on that. Slack's waiting for the remainder of his squad now. Searson has a quick peek, but again, the HE damage could be brutal here. Big are on the way to A. See some presence being shown with the M4. Keto's here as well. Grenade, bomb plant being attempted. There's the HE grenade to Slacks, and down he goes. The bomb has been planted though. Searson now looking close left, eats the flashbang. Speedy on 7 HP, fishing with the Desert Eagle. Keto's still here. There is a Molotov for Searson as well.
Oh.
Comes up though, big Deagle shot from Cressy, and of course they lose this round because It's almost a guarantee from Sprout. Once they leave spawn, 2 rifles, 3 pistols, that's a round.
That's just how this entire series has gone, and Searson has become an absolute problem, an animal over here at A. He finds, I think, 3 on that round, and they were all pretty kills as well. He had that nice nade wallbang combo on the site. There it is.
But their money is screwed, Big.
Oh, yeah.
Their money is screwed. They have to eco.
No, this is what we were talking about. If you allow Sprout to even win one of these rounds, you face this situation where, you know, both of these teams are scrambling to get whatever weapons they can out onto the field, but so scrappy throughout. Dennis finds the first on Keto in 15-13. This smacks of overtime here, James.
Santares 33 for 18, but he needs to think about what he needs to do on the A bomb side, because he's just getting popped in the face every round, it feels like. Definitely gone cold in a CT half. Sprout have such opportunity ahead of them now.
Keto has tried to play this Dupree angle like 5 times, 6 times in this half, and it's admirable to want to keep going back to it and just hope that maybe Sprout won't expect you there this time. But they molly it every time, which is definitely not helping him out at all. Searson finding 1 wellbang on a slack through the girder, 4v2. And any economic damage you can do here to Sprout is God, I'm gonna say it again. It's huge. And considering how both of these teams are essentially broke, you know, you don't really care about keeping this scout into the next round. Searson, if you can get another kill or 2 here, this would be really impactful in the final round here of the game.
Yeah, Zantares really creeping. Searson willing to die on his sword here. Misses the swings though. Well, let's see then if they go beyond this point. He can run with the explosions, Zantares. Just still holding his position. Being a very late fish, holding on to the Desert Eagle apparently. Well then.
Round 30.
Indeed, all the rounds, and I knew from, I just didn't have the confidence that just what we've seen.
I was a doubter.
Didn't make sense for Big to close things out. I feel like if you look at the brand names and so on and what Big is supposed to be, this should be over a long time ago, but Sprout don't agree. Tizian on MP9 now, taps it on a FAMAS. Looks good for the rest of them. AWP out again for Searson. And that will be a an okay HE. 12 damage.
Same spot. But he's got help here this time.
Yeah, they're lining up a pot flash. Exchange of utility. And there's the flash. Spots 2 or 3 players on the radar, but gets nothing from it. And over time becomes a little closer. We saw on Dust 2 that Sprout were a little indecisive when they needed to be, but with Searson being lost and Zantares' track record on the A-bomb side, this does not look good for Big.
That's a wayward death over there at side hall. That's Searson with the AWP going down. Faven with the fabulous lurk up towards A ramp, and he's now joined by his comrades, and 5v3 now. This is so scary for Big. Zantares has to make something happen over here on the A site.
He can't get traded though. Escaping. Taps in, picks off Cressy the lurker. In the meantime, he's got to make it over toward the A bomb site now. Tizian eliminates Speedy. Zantares doing what he can. Now Tabson in a 1 versus 3. Does not have a defuse kit. They know that he was on the B bomb site. Maybe Sprout take aggressive angles. You can see him making his way towards the ramp, swinging, instant headshot onto Slacks, and we can see them moving into a crossfire position or something, Sprout now. Again, Speedy with 12 HP. They've got to play this one smartly. Tabson has a smoke grenade. He's got no kit. He needs to go fast. Sees no one by the sandbags. Oh, they fired a shot, and Speedy will land the headshot there with 12 HP. We're not done just yet.
Of course we're not.
Of course we're not. 34 kills in regulation is not enough for Zantares. Again, the lion's share of those were in the first half. Over towards A on a CT side, he mostly died.
Again, man, Cressy, I said this in the last map, 30 kills and 22 deaths. And the weird thing is, I don't think I could recall a single one of his frags. He's just always a problem on the offside of the map. He's always been lurking and making plays happen here for Sprout. And it's not always just a straight-up backstab out of him. It's just the ever, difficult map presence to hold on to on Vertigo that we were talking about in the first half, where if you get picked anywhere, there's a gap in your defense, You know, Cressy has been finding that for Sprout, and a tremendous comeback. I mean, there's no other way to put it.
Big pressure. Oh, God damn it. There's a lot of pressure for Big. There's not much for Sprout here. They're not supposed to be winning this series, I feel like. You can see it from the odds. They were favored by people, but from Big's perspective, again, like domestically, Big is supposed to be the premium team, the best team. And while there's a break before the overtime begins, Big will be resuming on the CT side, which I would say is advantage Sprout. Again, Xantares really basically goes to the A bomb site almost in the body bag most of the time. And that is to their advantage. After all those plays towards B bomb site, heading over towards A, also with success. Narrow round one, but here they are.
It was only a few rounds ago that Big won, you know, a force buy round in Eco against Sprout and secured their, I think it was the 14th round, kept their hopes alive and kind of dashed Sprouts for a moment, or so we thought. The player cams, man, they were hyped up. They were getting out of their chairs, screaming. And a few times that it's cut towards the side of Big here in these this break, all I see is worry. And rightfully so. Sprout is not not a team that apparently you want to relax against. Keep the posture high and close it out when you can. 15-15 is the final score for regulation on Vertigo here. Map 3 in what has become an incredible series so far.
This is the thing about when we do the predictions, especially with the points. I have so much riding on Big. It makes me it makes it hard for me to watch. Like, oh, come on.
Hey, man, that's part of the fun.
Yeah, and well, we're back. Drop of a HE from Keto, little damage done. Sprout fast towards the A site once again. We'll see how far Searson wants to go, avoiding some grenades early. Oh, what? Dear.
I don't know how we got that frag, but that's a great start here for Sprout.
Yeah, props to Speedy for that one. Had the right lineup, and he delivered. Xantares now, 24 HP, just can't find any impact on the A bomb site, it feels like. Tabs is going to walk straight to his doom. It's going to go from bad to worse. They all get deleted. Sprout storming A. They found the weakness. We thought it was B this entire time, but A seems even worse.
Oh, man. This round is all but wrapped. Tizian falls to Slacks through the smoke. What a performance from Sprout on their T side on this map. You know, eventually they're going to have to flip back to CT, and we saw absolutely nothing of substance on their defense. So you know what? Even if Sprout's able to somehow collect all three here,
we're seeing almost less from Big right now. Like in terms of what Sprout have realized they can exploit.
Right.
I mean, it was unfortunate with the shot through the smoke. In some ways, it was unfortunate. In some ways, Speedy knew somebody could be there. Sprayed, landed a headshot. So he created a situation in the first place.
What's interesting to me is Sprout has hit B so many times. They've left Speedy to make some presence over here, but it's Favu who's kind of like the off-site player, lurking, making presence over here towards Tarp, Yellow, Side Hall. Keeping them honest in the rotations at Bay. And he's had a really quiet performance in this game, so well, maybe that's why.
Big almost outstaying their welcome on the ramp. Sprout with the 4 versus 5. The bomb is downstairs to be rotated by somebody, but where? We've got a 3-man focus on the B bomb sites at present. Some tagging through the smoke as Slacks continues to show some presence. In the meantime, Cressy's up top on the B bomb site, looking for a second, but falling off. Oh, Tizian has to be careful. He knows there's multiple assailants here now as well. He's got Tabson to offer some isolation. A wide swing from Tizian. He lands too. The bomb is on the way towards his B bomb site now as he gets dropped. And the rotation is here from Big. Searson still on the A bomb site. Slacks posted up again. He has been a problem post-plant. He looks to be once more, but first they've got to plant that bomb. Jumping on the box, missing the flick. Xantares watches Tabson fall to the floor. We can see Searson on the flank now. Will anybody be expecting this? Surely the focus will be on Xantares' position. Spot Slacks, hops off as Speedy now is in the clutch. 1 versus 2. He's got 2 kills already, can't find the third though. And Big will survive.
So close, though. Sprout fighting back into the round. That's flank from Searson really seals it up. Maybe if Xantares loses his duel, then maybe Speedy can turn, win the 1v1. But really just starts over there towards A ramp. You know, I mentioned at the beginning of the round, Faven kind of struggling in this matchup, or at least in this map 3. Vertigo has not been kind to him. I think he had maybe a handful of kills in the T side all through regulation. I think part of that is just his job on this map is to create presence that doesn't often yield you frags, 1, or 2, the opportunity to make any kind of a play. So it's no wonder to me now that they go back to this aggressive A play. And actually, it's on the other side of the map. Cressy sensing out some aggression, finds the head of Keto.
Searson by the sandbags now. I feel like he could be seen from this angle if the T's go a little wider. But they don't. You can see Dennis creeping, and Xantares could be in trouble here. This could all collapse for Big. Oh, the timing. Who else is here, though? Xantares, the help is on the way, and Tabson will emerge as well. Things turning around for Big late on. After that first round, I thought there was a solid chance of a 3-0 for Sprout, but now there is opportunity. 4 versus 2, though. There's still a chance for Sprout to turn things around, but he can't afford any more losses, and that's a great way to enter the B bomb site from Cressy. Very awkward angle for Tabson to deal with now. Goes past, but he will win that fight. Slacks now, 1 versus 3. The flashbangs just keep on coming. They've given him multiple 1v3s on the B bomb site, and he has delivered sometimes, but the flashes will keep him blind. And Big will take a 1-round lead into the next half.
Yeah, and a nice cleanup from Big. Good half so far in this first OT. And to me, that's a different Sprout in those last 2 rounds where, you know, they make their presence known, but they haven't really convincingly. I think maybe they thought that they had won a ramp control and that there was nobody at sandbags because no one was peeking them. But that's hesitation, that's stalling. That was uncharacteristic out of their T side during regulation, so perhaps inside the mind of Sprout is Big there. Searson so patient from sandbags. Xantares also finding a kill over there at A ramp, shutting things down quickly. It's in-your-face T side approach from Sprout. Now swapping over to their CT side where we seldom saw real solid defense out of them. An OT here, it'll be tested again.
Yeah, I would expect it to improve, though, with all the experience they have just in this series and what they've seen their opponent doing. Maybe we'll see an adjustment. Significant focus towards the A-bomb site at present. Spiddy with some smoke gimmicks, having a look over the top. Oh my God, the angle.
That was a dink through the tarp as well.
Yeah, the man knows his wallbangs. He shot me in the head in the cash vent from outside B in a show match before. He's got the nerd angles. 50 seconds on the clock, and Sprout with some grenades to thwart the advances of Big, it seems. There are 9 people on this A-bomb site. Significant players on short for Sprout as well, trying to collide with the smoke grenades. 33 seconds, and it's just going to be complete variance and spray through the smoke, apparently. Keto making his way through the side, but stereo frags for Sprout to start off with. 25 seconds, and it's pure smoke spray.
It's anarchy
now with 20 seconds to find 3 people on fire as well. Wild shooting on the A-bomb site. No real entries or anything. What do you make of that round?
That was an absolute melee on A. And I think when you have that many nades that late in the round, you know, Big really wasn't milking any of that out. They decided to just kind of hold up at A ramp and sit underneath the smoke, kind of hangs over the short shelf. And for me, you know, you saw Speedy kind of creeping over top, trying to get an angle. Didn't see anybody. Did dink Xantares on his way out, but you know, once you get that information that Big is there, there's nowhere else on the map that they are making presence. You just elect to hold onto your grenades a bit longer. You milk the clock for all it's worth. And once the execute finally comes in, they're facing, you know, 2 or 3 harsh smoke angles that favor the CTs, some Molotovs to prevent some angles that paths to the site.
Yeah,
a turkey shoot at that point.
Rather than just having 1 or 2 grenades for a retake smoke defuse, Sprout could put up smokes to hide around. And Big were unable to clear the short position. And again, then they had time pressure, then you're just Wing around smokes.
Right.
And gambling, essentially. And in my eyes, at least, they're supposed to be the better team, so I would expect a round of more substance from Big.
And Dennis, honestly, just the worst effing timing in this entire series. Again, man, just walking away from what would sure to be a good play and a good position, and now they're trapped, they're penned up at B. Tabson senses blood in the water, and he's bouncing. Cressy gets one straight out immediately. Dennis needs to be the hero here. Spitty falls on the rotate to 2 kills for Searson, actually. Zentaris is going to hunt down Dennis, and now it's a 1-on-3 Slacks. This is just a really rough.
Oh my god.
And Searson
Chaos.
with 3 on the round. A huge play from him. I think ultimately that is just Big saying, you know what, man, we were able to dominate all across the map on our T side at will. Why don't we just walk up mid and make something happen? And Dennis, quite literally on a 1-second timing, does not spot the push. So no rotate is there. Speedy's out of position. And him and Cressy are just left on their own on an island.
It's a cruel game, Counter-Strike, and that is a meaty grenade at the feet of Big. That leaves 2 of them on 70 HP, and these M4s just became a little stronger. Or that M4, just one of them. 3 Augs and the AWP. And Slacks will be more aggressive around this smoke on the ramp. It seems to be pressing on. You can see Searson looking over the top. Has he spotted Slacks now? Well, he's made his way around the corner. So we've got some dueling. You know, on analyst desks and so on, at different events, there's often AWP versus AWP, and it's rarely ever like that in the actual match. They're normally in different parts of the map, but as we can see, they are actually dueling on this occasion. 1 minute, and it seems that Big may favor heading towards the A-bomb site again. There are 5 smokes for Sprout. They have not been baited into throwing a single smoke. And again, I think stylistically, if they can just drop smokes on the site and play around them when Big are trying to plant a bomb, that's advantage Sprout.
Yeah, and this is now Big working against the clock as well. Just 45 seconds remaining in the round. First contact being made at Sign Hall. The jig is up. Zentaris is found out. Meanwhile, the rest of Big poised to make their entrance over here on Side Hall, and there's 2 players waiting for them.
They've got so many smokes, they can just spray through this as well. How are Big expected to win this? Well, there's a grenade that will certainly help, and again, it starts to get a little bit crazy. There's no trade fragger. Oh, there is actually Keto from the other side, but over the smoke, Spitty looking for that play the entire time. Bomb planted as well, and now it's Dennis in a 1 versus 3. Really scary to watch these rounds. But Big are in a strong position now. Dennis has a kit, he still has a smoke. Good luck to him trying to get a smoke defuse in this particular round, though.
Yeah, this might be GG right here, James.
Oh, no.
Smoke.
Oh, no, oh, no. And there it is. Big finally take the series 19-17. So much overtime. A massive fight. Great opportunity. Very stressful as well. But it is Big who pip Sprout to the post.
Yeah, considering how Train went, man, this series did not look like it was going to be competitive. And then, of course, first half of Vertigo was same story. Sprout just kind of getting blown out.
It feels more like Big survived that series than they won it, and maybe that'll be the thoughts of the analyst desk as well. They'll be coming to you after the break, so stay tuned for their thoughts. We'll be back shortly.